Hey guys, it's Craig from Farmer Cantin. If this is your first time coming over to the channel, welcome. This is not an episode of Hoarders, I assure you of that. It is, however, my living room and basement at the moment. So in the previous video, I mentioned in passing that my eldest daughter and her fiance were moving into the farmhouse. And we just finished that around 10 o'clock last night, at least moving their belongings. So what we have is a situation where a 1,000 square foot farmhouse has just received 1,500 square feet of additional living contents. So it's a little tight right now, a little cozy. Why would we do this? And that's what I want to talk about today. In the first video, I talked a bit about food resiliency, among other topics. I want to talk about financial resiliency today. In 2018, 53% of Canadians lived paycheck to paycheck. That means half of the people ever watching this video are living paycheck to paycheck. I'm living paycheck to paycheck. I'm part of that half. It's hard because if you lose your job or you're sick, if you're a shift worker and you don't get paid for the hours you miss, if you're living paycheck to paycheck, that could potentially be a financial disaster within 2 weeks. It has been worse for our family. Once upon a time, maybe a little less than a decade ago, I was working 3 jobs just to put food on the table and keep a roof over our heads. Now I'm at 1 job, and we're not struggling at this point, which is phenomenal and a blessing. But a lot of people are in the boat that I was in, and a lot of people are in the boat that I'm currently in. I would love to have savings. I would love to have money put aside. A number of people say that you need to have the equivalent of 3 months of expenses saved. So if something happens, you lose a job, you get chronically sick, whatever life brings you, you have that kind of financial insurance, if you will. Most people don't have that. I don't have that, not yet. And that's kind of what we're doing. We're putting in building blocks, if you will. I told you in the first video, our vision is to plant 10,000 fruit and nut trees as a permaculture orchard, so we are able to have such abundance we can provide to families in need who suffer from food insecurity or might in future suffer from food insecurity in the Ottawa area. It's more of a challenge to be successful in planting those 10,000 trees when you are surviving paycheck to paycheck. In the same vein, this is a problem my eldest daughter and her fiance were enduring. Living paycheck to paycheck, barely making ends meet. Living paycheck to paycheck, surviving, it's not fun, especially not in the long term. If you're doing that year in, year out, you probably feel it. You're tired, you're weary, you're exhausted mentally and physically and intellectually. Your brain is just soup. So we made the decision collectively that it made sense for Sarah and Jamie to move in with us. They help share the rent. They help with food expenses, which means we can buy in bulk, which is cheaper per unit than buying a smaller package. So for all of us, even though it's a little cozy at the moment, we're going to have to do a lot of downsizing, it's a win-win. They have greater financial stability, we have greater financial stability. And we're family, so it's almost a no-brainer, at least if you get along with your family members. Maybe you don't. That's a different topic. I want to encourage you, if you're one of the 53% of Canadians living paycheck to paycheck, there is light at the end of the tunnel. And I know it's hard. I know that you're probably stressed, that you are probably exhausted, that you are probably weary, that there are probably times where you just give up hope. I've been there. I understand, and I had much empathy for you if you're in that circumstance. And don't get me wrong, I'm not poo-pooing whatever your circumstances are. Life can suck at times. I get it. I had 3 jobs at one point. That was not fun. Getting out of that rut is possible. We were able to do it. It took a lot of work. There were times where I had no idea how we were going to do it. It just seemed impossible and hopeless. Every time we turned around, we had another gotcha, another bill that was unexpected, another expense, you name it. I certainly don't have all those answers for you. And everyone in every situation and every experience is different. Oh, look, there's a kitty down here. Hello, Nana. How are you? You come to follow and become a YouTube sensation? Think about where you can cut your expenses. Usually that's the easiest route to take. Is it possible even to save $10 a week, $10 a month? If you're in debt, for example, saving that $10 a month to put it down on that credit card bill, it doesn't seem like a lot, but it does add up. If you can, for example, take your grocery bill and buy one less thing per week and then save that money so that you have a little cushion to buy when things are on sale, that will save you a few pesos. It adds up. If you've gone through your list of all the things you can try and do and you have wrote them all off, I encourage you to take time and go through that list again. If there are things that you could possibly do that doesn't seem palatable to you, maybe it might be palatable for a season, maybe even for a couple months, for 6 months, something. Anything that can help you save a bit of money so that you can start getting ahead. Do you have a spare room in your house? Maybe you can rent it out to a student who needs assistance. If you're just working one job, consider doing something on the side. Even be a pizza delivery person Friday nights. That would bring in some extra dollars for you and can make all the difference in the world in the long run. You owe it to yourself to try and be financially resilient or more financially resilient. Bringing that stress down from a 13 to even a 12, it's something. It's a start. You'll be on the right path. Like I said, every path is unique. It really depends on who you are, what you're doing, what you're capable of doing, thinking outside the box at times, your unique personal circumstances in life. If you want to bounce ideas off of me, my email address is down below, craig@cantin.farm. Craig@cantin.farm. You can leave comments down below if you want to have more of a public discussion. If you want prayer, we will pray with you. We will pray for you. And that's our video for this week. Sorry that is a bit more of a somber topic, but it was something that was on my heart to convey to you, to share the experiences that we are having at the moment, having our families put together and under one farmhouse. If you like this video, please click the like button, click subscribe, click the bell if you want to get regular updates on when we're launching videos. If you like what we're doing and you are not living paycheck to paycheck, I invite you to click on the link to our website, to visit our Patreon page, and to subscribe. Even $1 a month helps us with our 10,000 tree permaculture orchard project. Thanks everyone. I'll see you next week.